Thanks for joining our special live coverage of the 6th policy discussion with citizens. The South Korean government has been carrying out policy discussions with members of the public and experts in annual policy briefings since the beginning of the new year. Each ministry has been laying out policy plans with participants also taking part in debates. The themes that have been covered and are to be discussed are related to the public's livelihood issues, including public safety, transportation, medical reform, and tackling the low birth rate. And this session will focus on improving commute for citizens under the theme of improving transport. If we look over some of the sessions that took place in the past few weeks, on housing, which was the second topic, President Yoon Suk-yeol vowed to scrap regulations that hinder redevelopment and reconstruction. In fact, the government will not conduct safety reviews of homes older than 30 years to get into reconstruction right away. And some bold reforms in stock market taxes will be on the way. President Yoon also pledged to do so to correct the perceived undervaluation of South Korean shares and improve the financial situation of ordinary citizens. President Yoon Suk-yeol has come to the discussions. He will deliver a message. We'll come back right afterwards.
민생토론회 시작에 앞서
Before
국민의례를
we begin the
하겠습니다.
policy
모두
discussion
화면
session,
왼편에
we
있는
will pledge
국기를 향해
allegiance
주시기
to the
바랍니다.
flag. Please face the flag in front of you.
국기에 대하여 경례.
Allegiance to the flag.
바로
At ease.
모두 자리에 앉아주시기
Please be
바랍니다.
seated.
추운 날씨에도
Well,
불구하고
but despite the
이곳
cold wave,
의정부까지 찾아주신
we would
모든
like
분들께
to
감사의
welcome
말씀을
everyone,
드립니다.
and we are very
먼저
thankful for all of you
대통령님께서
coming to
모든
Uijeongbu to
말씀을
this venue.
하시겠습니다.
The president will deliver his opening speech. It's a very cold weather, right? It's very nice to see you, and I'm very delighted to see you, and I'm also empowered to see all of you who are gathered here.
집무실에서 근무하는 것보다
Well,
이렇게
rather than being in my
전국을
office,
현장에서
going to
국민
the
여러분들
sites
만나고 하는
to
것이
see the people and meet
일정이 좀
the
고단하지
people.
않냐라고 묻는
People ask
분들이 많이
me if it's
있습니다만
not too tiring
저는
or
현장에서
burdensome. However, for
국민
me,
여러분을 직접 이렇게 만나는
to
것이
meet with you, the people,
기쁘고
directly
더 힘이 나는 것
gives
같습니다.
me the
오늘
happiness
수도권은
and also the
물론이거니와
power for me to
전국
go on.
각지에서
Today,
많은
we
분들이
are
이렇게
joined by many
의정부까지
people
오셨습니다.
here at Uijeongbu from
오시는 길이 많이
across the
힘드셨죠?
country. I believe that it would have been quite some work for you to come all the way to here.
매일 출퇴근
And
하셔야 되는 분들이 많이
there are
있습니다.
so many people who have to
저도
commute
학교
such
다닐 때뿐만
tumultuous
아니라
roads every day.
직장 생활할
I
때
also experienced this
대중교통
not
수단을
only
많이
in my
이용하면서
student years, but also when I was working
길에다가
as a prosecutor,
많은 시간을
that I had
소비를
to
해왔습니다.
spend a lot of time on the street.
전국 대도시권에 평균
in the metropolitan
출퇴근은
areas of
소요
the
시간이
country,
합계 한
the
2시간
commute
정도
time in total is around
경기
2
인천에
hours.
사시는
And in
분들이
particular,
서울에
people in
직장이
Gyeonggi
있는
and
경우에는
Incheon area,
서울
if they
출퇴근에
are
2시간
working in
반
Seoul,
이상을 쓰고
they
계십니다. 이건
turn
평균이라
out to be, it's
더
on
많은
average,
시간을
they turn out to be spending
쓰시는
more than
분들이
2.5 hours
계십니다.
or more every
하루
day.
2시간만 잡아도
2 hours
한
per
달에
day.
20일이면은
And making this, multiplying by 20 days, it means that you are spending your time on the road
교통만 제대로
for about
갖춰줘도
40 hours. So if we
잠을 더
have the
자거나 또
transportation
자기
system
개발에 더 많은
properly
시간을
in
쓰거나
place, we
또
can
무엇보다
use that time for other
가족과 또 자녀들과 더 많은 시간을
things which is
보낼
more
수 있습니다.
productive,
오늘 민생
such as spending more
토론회는 바로
time with your family.
이러한
So
출퇴근
today's
교통
policy
지옥을
discussion session, we would like
해결하기
to
위해서
discuss about
함께
means and measures
머리를
in
맞대보자고
resolving
이렇게
such
마련했습니다.
transportation gap or
국민의
transportation
삶에
health, so to say.
교통은 주거만큼
Transportation
중요하고
is
주거와
as
교통은
much
바로
as
학문이나
important
다름이
as
없습니다.
housing for people.
잘못된
And
부동산
transportation
규제
is
정책으로
something that is
집값이
imperative
너무
to
올라가고
people who are living in
또 도심
the
주택
city
공급이
or living in
사실상
today's world.
막혀서 결국 살 집을 찾아서 도시
And
외곽으로 나갈 수밖에 없게 되고
people, because of the
그렇게 하다
housing
보니까
issues,
교통
they would
인프라도
have to
제대로
move
갖춰져 있지 않은
a bit
그런
more further
상태에서
away from the city
너무
center.
많이들 힘드셨습니다.
And since
저도
there
대통령
weren't
선거 때
proper
김포
transportation
골드라인을 타봤습니다.
system, they
정말
had to
숨이
spend a
막힐
lot of time
지경이었습니다.
on commute.
국민들께서
And when
얼마나
I was
이 출퇴근길에
on my
고생을
campaign
하시는지
trail, I did
저도
take
잘
the
알고
Gimpo
있습니다.
Gold Line, subway
저는
line, and I
그래서
know how suffocating and how dire the
출퇴근
situation
30분
is.
시대를
So
약속드렸습니다.
during my campaign, one of the
출퇴근의 질이
pledges
바로 우리
was
삶의 질이기
to
때문에
have a 30-minute commute system.
교통
And this
격차
is
해소를
directly
통해서
related to the quality of our
이
lives.
삶의 질을
By resolving the
확실하게
transportation
개선해 드리겠습니다.
issue and the gap, we
당장
would like
올해부터
to
본격적인
resolve, and
GTX
we would
시대를
like to
열겠습니다.
have a
이곳
measure in
의정부를
place
지나는
to resolve this issue.
GTX C선은
And from this year,
오늘
we have this
착공식을 받고
GTX system that will
2028년까지
take
개통할
place.
것입니다.
And today, actually,
가장
the construction had began,
사업 진행
and
속도가 빠른
it will be
A선은
delivered by
수서 동탄 구간이
2028. And
3월
GTX
개통합니다.
A,
파주
which is
서울역
Suso
구간도
and Dongtan,
연말에
this is
개통이
opened
됩니다.
in
또
this year,
인천에서
and the
남양주까지
GTX-B,
연결하는 B선도 3월에
GTX-C would
착공해서
be delivered by
2030년에
end of this year, and
개통할 것입니다.
GTX-B will be delivered
그리고
by
A, B, C
2028.
선의 연장도
And all these A, B, C
신속하게
lines,
추진할
they will
것입니다.
be extended
A선은
as soon as
평택,
possible. A
B선은
will be
춘천,
going until
C선은
Pyeongtaek, B to
북쪽으로는
Chuncheon, and
동두천,
C
남쪽으로는
from
천안,
Dongducheon
아산까지
to the
연장할
southern
것입니다.
part, Cheonan, Asan.
A선과
So
C선은
A and C lines,
그 연장이 지자체가
the
비용을
extension
부담하기
will
때문에
be
예타
bore
없이
by
바로
the
내년
municipal
초에
governments,
설계에
and
착수하고
therefore we do
B선은
not have to have
지자체와
a feasibility
협의해서
test. And for the B, we would be in talks
DF
with the
노선
municipal
신설도 신속하게
governments.
추진할
And
것입니다.
other GXT
여러분이
lines
잘
will be
아시다시피
also
B선은
taking place, and we
바로
are going to
인천과
go into the
김포에서
discussions as
강남을
soon as
거쳐
possible.
남양주
So one of the
원주까지
lines would
이렇게
be from
Y자로
Gimpo
연결이
to
되는
Gangnam,
것이고
and it will
B선은
be in the shape of
인천에서 서울의
Y.
강북을
And the
통과해서
C
구리와
line
남양주까지
would be coming to
건설하는
Guri
것이고
and Namyangju,
F선은
and line
수도권
F
순환선입니다.
is a circular
DEF
line
3개선은
in the
국가
metropolitan
철도망
area.
계획에 먼저
DEF
반영해서
lines
동시에
were
추진을 할 것입니다.
are
또
going
민간의
to be
제안을 받아
reflected
민투
into
사업으로
the government
빠르게
policies, which
추진하는
would make it
방안을
to
함께
expedite.
병행해 나가겠습니다.
And also the other lines,
A선부터
we are going to
F선까지
be
전부
in close
완공이
cooperation with the local governments.
수도권에서
With
서울
all these
도심까지
lines being
30분대로
finished,
다닐 수 있게 됩니다.
that would mean that
줄어든
the commute in the
출퇴근
greater metropolitan
여가를
area
즐기고
would be
가족과
within
함께하는
30 minutes.
시간을
And this
여러분께
will give you
또한
back the
GTX로
time that you can spend with your loved ones and family.
충청
And when
강원까지
these lines are
당일
extended,
초연결 경제
this would be a super connected metropolitan livelihood system that would link to as far as Chuncheon and Gangwon area. And this will, I believe, improve the quality of life, also revitalize the domestic economy, and this will have a great change in the economic activities. And also, there would be more housings that would be distributed, and this would also, in result, contribute in stabilizing the housing market. A research indicates that the direct effect on the economy would be 75 trillion won, and the number of people that would be impacted would be 50,000 people. And so it would be an unimaginable an unfathomable effect that would come about. And such transportation benefits are not only enjoyed by the metropolitan area and the people in the metropolitan area, but it would also be extended to the other parts of the country. Busan, Ulsan, Sejong, Chungcheon, Chungcheong, Gwangju, and Jeonnam would be pursuing the XTX project, which would be 180 kilometers per hour transportation system. And Sejong and Chungcheong, we will begin this project this year. The discussion will take place. And by doing so, these regional cities will also develop into mega cities that would have a commuting line within 30 minutes. And the metropolitan areas, the 4 metropolitan areas of north, south, and east, west, we are going to invest 11 trillion won, which will be focused on these transportation projects, so that the government can have a direct say in this, so that the process would be expedited and also will be effectively carried out. And also the new cities that are in
워낙 장기간 걸리는 것인데 이 역시도 5년 반에서 8년까지
the road infrastructure, we are going to make it into within 3 years, and also the railway system would also be in place within 5.5 to 8 years. And we are also planning to inject these 2-story electric buses so that the commuting would be much more smooth. And the Metropolitan Area Circular Expressway, Gyeongin Expressway, and also the Underground Expressway, these will be starting the construction within my term. And the railway, underground railway system, the act was passed by the National Assembly last year, and thus our legal framework will follow suit following this passage. And also we are going to break away from a method to just investing or injecting the capital, but also we are going to introduce an innovative system so that we can see the outcome right away and more effectively. During such cold wave as these days, people have to be in a long queue to ride the buses, and also they are in jam-packed buses or trains or subways, and so the government of the people, which we are, would have to, and we must, resolve this issue. So if you have any good ideas or opinions, please feel free to give us your feedback so that we can reflect this as soon as possible. Thank you.
That was our live coverage of South Korea's 6th policy discussion with citizens. If you missed it, you can still catch the highlights on our upcoming newscast at 12 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.